I'm feeling exhausted after a big weekend, so today's class is going to be based on opening up the hips and just a gentle regrounding, rebalancing class. The main aim is always to breathe deeply, and as you inhale, breathe wide into the rib cage, and as you exhale, this idea of letting go of stress, letting go of anything that you're holding on to. We're going to start sitting cross-legged with the right shin crossed in front of the left shin. Feet flexed to protect the knee. As you inhale, reach the arms up, arching open. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone and round over. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, squeeze the belly back in, rounding the upper back. Last one, inhale, lifting up. And as you exhale, again that rounding, exaggerating, getting length through the spine. Then coming to sit cross-legged with both palms facing up, resting on the knees. Close the eyes and just take a few moments to relax through the body. So allowing the jaw to relax, shoulders to soften. Feel the hips here just start to release a bit, even the knees relax. And then in your own time, lengthening, deepening the breath. Breathing in and out of the nose. A little bit of noise to the breath, constricting the back of the throat, helping to slow the breath. As you inhale, sit up tall, get the idea of breathing wide into the rib cage. And as you exhale the strength, the belly squeezes in and up. Great. From there, hands in prayer, open the eyes, looking up and arching the back a little bit. And then from there, bring the hands down, take a breath in. And as you exhale, folding forward. So we'll rock a little bit from side to side in order to open up into the glutes, into the hips. Could feel quite tight here, in which case stay where you are. If you feel okay, then inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, refold. Maybe drop the head down, relax the jaw. You could close the eyes. As you inhale, breathe into the back of the body. And as you exhale, let go. One more breath here. And then walking your hands to the left, reach your right hand as far forward as you can. And spin to look under your right armpit. Take deep breaths into the right side of the body. Almost bowing the body open to the right, stretching all the way from the hip to the armpit. Opening up the rib cage, the lung capacity, opening up the hip on that right side. And then changing sides, walking over to the right. Left hand this time reaches forward. Look under the left armpit. Let the head drop heavy wherever it is. And then again, breathe into the left side. Keep that left hip drop down so you're not rocking up off that sit bone. Another deep breath into the left side. And then lifting back up to seated, interlace the hands around the back, press the palms away from you. Inhale, lifting the arms up, keep the shoulders rolling down the back and the rib cage pulling in. And then hands behind your back, press the hands away from each other as you lift the chest. And a couple of deep breaths into the chest. Opening up the shoulders. Great, and then release. And just opening up the other hip, so left shin in front this time. Inhale to sit up tall. And as you exhale, that fold forward. The rock from side to side, just opening up the connective tissue. And then inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, refold, drop the head. Soften through all the muscles again. You can find your shoulders, muscles around the ankles. And then breathing that long breath, imagining you're breathing up the spine on the inhale. And down the spine to the coccyx on the exhale. Inhaling up the spine, clearing the energy channels, breathing up to the top of the head. And exhale, feeling the breath run back down the spine towards the coccyx. Walking the hands back up. Let's do a neck release. So right arm reaches up, takes hold of the left ear. Inhale, sit up tall. And as you exhale, the head comes over to the right and the left fingertips walk away. Take your teeth apart and just gently pull the head over to the side, taking a deep breath into the side of the neck. Then looking under your right armpit, walking the fingertips towards the back of the head and taking a breath there. And changing sides, left hand reaches up, takes hold of the right ear, sit up tall. And as you exhale, gently encouraging the head over to the left shoulder, right fingertips reach away, roll the shoulder away from the ear, and take a breath into the side of the neck. And then looking down under your left armpit, walk the fingertips to the back of the head, getting the back of the neck a really good stretch. And then releasing, sitting up. So we're taking it easy today. We're going to get into the hips, releasing pressure through the hips, getting blood flow through the pelvis, and also helping to relieve stress. The body holds on to stress in the hips. So let's do some big hip circles. As you exhale, drop the bum to the heels. And as you inhale, reach up and round. And then changing direction. So concentrate on the sensations you feel through the hips as you move like this. Just helping keep the mind distracted and moving with the breath. From here, walk the hands out in front of you, keep the bum up high, spread the fingertips out, drop the chin down, and a couple of deep breaths into the top of the body, up into the shoulders. As you exhale, let the chest drop down, lengthening the upper arms, opening up the shoulders. Great, and then walking the hands back. From here, we'll come into a squat position to open up the hips. So feet quite wide apart, press the left arm into the left thigh and reach the right arm up. And as you exhale, pull the hand back, opening up the chest and the hip at the same time. And then changing sides, pressing into the right side. Left hand reaches up, breath in. And exhale, pull the hand back. From here, let's come into a downward dog. So walk the hands forward, the feet back. Pedal out the feet. Swing the hips from side to side a little bit. You can roll the head. Just a little bit of movement, moving the body, opening up the connective tissue, and then coming into a still downward dog. Inhale, lift up onto your tiptoes. And exhale, drop the heels down to the ground. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dropping down. One more. Inhale to lift. And then exhale, dropping the heels. We'll come forward to a plank position on a breath in. And as you exhale, drop the knees and lower down. Inhale into a low cobra, pulling the hands back. And as you exhale, back up onto the knees, back up into your downward dog. Lifting the right leg up, bending the knee and opening the hip. Left heel heads towards the ground, right knee might lift a little bit higher. And then a big step to the outside of your right hand. Full breath in to lift the chest. And as you exhale, bend the elbows a little bit. You might stay here or you might drop your forearms down, allowing the head to relax, the eyes to close. If you want to take it easier, just drop the back knee down, letting everything flop down to the ground, and then breathing deeply. This idea again of letting go on an exhale. And then straightening the arms, walking the hands back, bring your heel to the center of the mat and then turn your toes to the right. Inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, fold forward, walking the hands a little bit further forward, rolling the shoulders down the back. This should help to open up the outside of that right leg, the IT band. So really pull the toes back towards you. Feel where the intensity is, and then as you inhale, breathe wide. As you exhale, fold forward. Great, then bend the front knee, hands either side of the front foot, and lift the chest, roll the shoulders down the back. Keep the back thigh active, and you're opening up into that left hip flexor, deeply opening, stretching through there. Couple of breaths here. Hands flat, back to your plank position, full breath in. And then as you exhale, drop the knees and lower the chest. Point the toes, inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, back up onto the knees and back into your downward dog, bringing the feet hip width apart, spreading the fingertips out nice and wide. Drop the head nice and heavy, take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then the left leg lifts up, bending the knee and opening the hip. So lift the knee nice and high, keep your lower belly engaged, right heel heads towards the ground. Take a breath here. And then as you exhale, take a big step to the outside of your left hand. Full breath in to lift the chest. And then as you exhale, just bend the elbows a bit, that might be enough, or drop your elbows down to the floor. The back knee, let's drop it down to get a bit more restorative. A full breath in as you lift the chest. And then as you exhale, allow the head just to hang heavy. You could drop your forehead down onto the thumbs. Keep your left foot planted firmly on the ground. And this real idea of letting go, so deep breath in. And as you exhale, letting go of anything physical, so letting go of tension in the muscles, in the jaw, in the shoulders, but also letting go of anything you're holding on to. Anything you don't need anymore. And then starting to straighten the arms. Bring the left foot into the center of the mat. Straighten the leg out and drop the toes over to the left. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, fold forward. So you could have your hands on blocks here if it feels tight through the hamstrings. Just any variation that feels right for you. And keeping that long breath, breathing up the spine on the inhale, up to the crown of the head. And imagining the breath going back down the spine on the exhale, down to the coccyx as you fold forward. 2 more deep breaths there, long breath in. The chest might lift a bit naturally. And then folding a little bit more into the exhale, really getting into that IT band, into that hamstring. All connected to the glutes, the hips. All stress relieving. And then from there, bend the front knee. Both hands either side of your left foot. Lift the back thigh up. You might want to come up onto your fingertips and roll the shoulders down the back. The most important thing here is to keep your back thigh active and to press both feet away from each other. Taking a breath or two there. Great. And then plant your feet, hands flat. Step back to your plank position. Full breath in. And as you exhale, drop your knees and lower down. Point the toes, inhale to lift the chest. And then exhale, back into your downward dog. From here again, lift the right leg up. You might want to bend the knee and open the hip again. Open up into that left hamstring, the left hip. Then as you exhale, we're going to drop the right knee behind the right wrist into a pigeon. So a really good hip opener, this one. It can feel quite strong. You might want to put a block underneath your right sit bone. Lean forward a little bit, lengthen your tailbone down towards the back of the mat. And then inhale, lift the chest, lengthen. And as you exhale, fold forward. Again, you might come down in stages. This might be enough, or you might find you're okay to lie the whole way down, drop the head. Keep the hips as even as possible. Relax through all the muscles in the face, the chest, the shoulders. Keep that long breath moving up the spine on the inhale and down the spine on the exhale. That slight sound to the breath, breathing in and out of the nose at the back of the throat. Every exhale, letting go. So a couple more breaths there, sinking into it. Be aware of your round in your back if you need to lengthen the spine forward a little bit. If it hurts your knee, avoid this pose. It can give a little tweak on that right knee. We're then going to walk the hands back up. Spread the fingertips out nice and wide. And make our way back up into our downward dog. Again, just swinging the hips from side to side, paddling out the feet. Left leg now lifts up, bending the knee and opening the hip. The knee lifts nice and high as the right heel drops down. And then drop that left knee behind the left wrist. You want your left shin to be coming up the mat a little bit in order to open up the hip a bit further. Hands either side. You could lift the hips and then align them a bit so the left hip pulls back and the right hip pulls forward. Inhale to arch open, keeping the lower back long. And exhale, fold forward. That might be enough. You might drop down into your forearms, rest your head down. Try and get as comfortable as possible. So despite the intensity in this pose, you want every bit of the body to relax and release. Breathing that long, smooth breath. Inhale, breathing in what you need, expanding the body. Exhale, letting go of what you don't need. One more full breath here, just taking your time. And then straightening the arms, spreading the fingertips out nice and wide, making your way back up into your downward dog. Drop the head, drop the heels to the ground. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then from there, dropping down onto your knees and coming round to a seated cross-legged position. So we'll start with the glutes, so feet out in front, a little bit further away from the body. Inhale to lift the chest. And as you exhale, fold forward. The head drops down just as far as feels good. Again, the eyes can close, the muscles on the face can relax. And that smooth breath in. And that sinking into the breath out. Releasing through the hips. Releasing stress, anxiety, tension. And just keeping that long, smooth breath in order to really slow the heart rate. Take control of your nervous system. One more deep breath here. Full breath into the back of the body, feeling the spine rise as you inhale. And then that exhale, letting go. Keeping that softness through the eyes, bringing the feet back towards you a little bit. Take hold of your ankles. Inhale, lift the knees and sit up tall. And as you exhale, lean the elbows into the thighs. Imagine the chest is reaching towards the front of the mat, the shoulders roll down the back. And just getting into the hips in your Baddha Konasana. Great, a few breaths here. If you feel a pose in your lower back, you want to back up off the pose and just start again coming into it slowly. next forward bend, we'll bring both feet wide. Take hold of the bum and just pull the bum back a bit to tilt the pelvis forward. Flex the feet, hands behind the back, inhale to sit up tall. And as you exhale, fold forward. So this should be getting into the adductors. The adductors and the groin muscles on the inside of the thigh. This could be plenty, just leaning forward here, keeping the back straight. Or if it feels okay, walk your hands out in front of you, maybe start to drop down towards the floor, keeping your feet flexed and keeping length in your spine. And then taking a few breaths there, breathing into the hips, into the glutes. One more full breath in. And as you exhale, letting go. Right, walking your hands back up, pulling the feet in towards each other and just coming down onto your back. So we'll bring the soles of the feet together, the knees out to the side, and rest. Bring your thumb and your forefinger into diamond shape, resting it on your lower belly. It's going to be very good for ovaries, good energy from the heat of the hands onto the lower belly. And take 3 breaths here, in through the nose and out of the mouth. And then hug the knees wide towards the armpits with the lower back nice and flat. And just rock a little bit from side to side. From here, taking hold of the outside edges of the feet, the arms go through the knees, through the inside of the knees. Press the feet up into the hands. And then press the hands down into the feet, opening up the thighs, the glutes, the hamstrings. Again, you could close the eyes, you could rock from side to side if that helps massage the lower back. Just see what feels good for you. Keep the muscles in the face relaxed and keep that even breath. Great, and then slowly releasing. Stretching out, interlacing the hands, pointing the toes, stretching the body awake, full breath into the front of the body. And as you exhale, letting go. Interlacing your hands underneath your head, looking up towards your toes. And just turn the neck one way, and then turn the neck the other way to release through the neck, dropping the head down, arms by your side, feet a little distance apart. And allowing the body to sink into your Shavasana. So especially if you're feeling tired, give your body 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can, to be still. Our minds spend so much of the day buzzing and overthinking, but it's so good for it just to be still, just to be calm. So relax through the muscles in the body, starting with the face, the jaw, muscles around the eyes relax. Allow the shoulders to melt down, the stomach to soften. And staying there just as long as your time will allow.